Okay, so what if you want to get a little more fancy with your exports? You want to export just the dry stems of all the vocals, and you want them to be mono, so you can do all the panning of backgrounds, harmonies, double stacks, all that stuff, and do effects in Pro Tools, rather than just exporting a bunch of stereo vocal files with all the effects printed. Let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do, absolutely first thing you want to do, is bypass every single plugin. The best way that I know how to do this is go to the mixer by hitting X and select all, actually you could just select all your vocals first, just grab all the tracks here, and then hit X, go to your mixer, and then you can just start disabling the tracks all the way down. In Logic, it's awesome because you can click and drag on the off buttons, and you can see, like, bam, it'll go through every single channel and turn all of them off. And you see right there, bam, everything's off. Another thing I want to disable is I want to disable any sort of automation, right? So I'm just going to turn these off. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to do my own automation in Pro Tools. I want everything to be dry. I want all the vocals to be non-tuned. I'm just trying to give the engineer maybe completely dry stems. No effects, no sweetening, no tuning, nothing. And that's what we're going to do so we can bring that into Pro Tools. So the next thing you want to do here is you want to make sure on the output, the stereo output, you see this is output 1, 2 right here. You want to make sure that that is selected as mono. Okay, so you're either going to have the channel mode as stereo or you're going to have it as mono. You're going to see this fader switch from sort of wide to short, you know, like to slim. So it's like wide, slim, wide, slim. And also you see the pan knob go away. So this pan knob, this will go away when you go to mono. So you'll notice that disappears as well. Okay, now we're in a spot where we can take these vocals and we can start exporting them as mono. Okay, this is really, really important part of this. I'm not really sure if you can like solo these and then go to the same thing and go to export. 37 tracks as audio files. We can try this, but I don't think you get an option to do mono. So let's give this a shot first, just so I can see if this works. But if not, I'll show you the long way and the way that I know works. Okay, so let's go to, I made a little folder in here that's called dry vocals. I'm going to double click that. I'm going to say export cycle range only, wave files, 24-bit, awesome. We're going to bypass effects plugins. We don't need to. We already did that. We don't want to include volume or pan automation, and we want to turn normalization off. Okay. Now we have all the file names, everything. We've turned the stereo mode to mono, and let's see if this works. We're going to export it. Okay, so we've exported them. Let's check in the Finder and see if those are mono files. The best way to check if those are mono files is to go to the folder that you bounced them, the dry folder. You can see this is my dry vocal folder. And I'm going to hit Command-I in Apple, and you're going to get your all the information on the audio file. If you want to do this really, really fast way, you can go in here, grab the file, drag it back into Logic, and you'll see if it's whether it's a, yeah, looks like it actually did come in mono. So you can see here, if you drag in, it's a mono file. Okay, so it exported everything as mono. That's awesome. You could double check all the files as well by just dragging them back in if you want to do that. Double check them. But we're going to be bringing these into Pro Tools in the next module. So I'm going to show you how to do all that. But it looks like they did all mono, so we're good. Bam. Mono. So mono here, mono fader. We're good to go. Okay, so that is your next step. You're going to export all your files dry. And we are now going to go to the next module. I'm going to show you how to import these into Pro Tools, into a template, a starting template, and you guys will have access to my template as well for the mixing in Pro Tools, which I hope you really, really love and enjoy, because it's taken me 25 years building this, you know, changing things over time. So hopefully it's really helpful. Let's get into it. Let's bring these audio files into Pro Tools and let's start getting into organizing the session, and then we'll get into editing stuff and just going through the full process. We're going to clean everything up.